Here's what you've been missing from the Liquor Lab podcast.
I wanted people to look presentable in the office when they took a client from point A to the conference room. And I told the guy, I go, bro, listen, just, put on a jacket. When you sit down at your desk, you can take it off or leave it on. I don't care. Just put on a jacket when you walk around. The dude walked in with a tuxedo jacket. I swear to God. I call him over to my desk. I'm like, you gotta, you have are you going to be in a wedding party after?
No, he has work ends at 5 and then he has a wedding.
This woman dedicated her life, dedicated 2-3 hours a day. She's like, Ryan, you told me that I was going to have to treat this like a job. And I know you're very hard on me. And I really took that advice and I did it. And you know what? She got a job already.
Could you identify your first big payday? Like, they're paying me this to do what I love. Was there a defining moment in your career or any time where you got that direct deposit, that check, that envelope, and you were like, wow, this is unbelievable?
I think it was the first gig I landed with this company in Boiron, which is a frozen puree company based out of France. And I've been contacting them for years. And they usually prefer French chefs, which of course I understand. And I come out with Liquorland. I'm like, guys, come on, let's use your product and do something completely opposite that you've ever done before. So they finally agreed. And the event was like a demonstration, an afternoon tea where I serve 5 of my desserts. And then I go around to certain clients and then we make stuff together. And it blew them away. And then I've been doing it pretty much every year. And then when I got the first check, I was like, this is awesome.
Home and I practiced. I went home and I said, I am not doing this well. And no one was there to say, okay, you don't do this, and that well. That's a whole nother story. But your generation getting the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, whatever the hell you want to call it, Z team, you want to give them that. And what you're doing is creating this false sense of I'm good at something when you're
like
really
a
not.
False sense of confidence.
A false sense of confidence. Now, I am all for giving
entrepreneur. You're motivated by money after the idea. So once you have that idea, you're like, okay, so now I need to monetize this. So I've always had, like, I'm not thinking about money when I'm going to buy the Liquor Lab domain. I'm not thinking about money. I'm thinking about providing a solution to a problem I think is bigger than I could even measure. So my motivation is the idea than the money.
Certain it really is. I want anyone listening to this right now, if you're experiencing it, if you know someone who might be experiencing it, I want you to take the time and reach out to them. Depending on your views of COVID, if you could be in front of them in person, give them a hug, send them a text, send them a photo. Just let them know that you're there for them, that you are supporting them in their struggle. And if they need anything, I can't explain how important that is. I wanted to expand upon what I said this week, but when I tried to re-record it with more information, it just wasn't working. This is the 6th attempt, but you know what? I realized that moment that I recorded myself talking about mental health, talking about mental fitness and what you could do to keep yourself level during this unprecedented time. And I couldn't reduplicate it. I couldn't recreate that spontaneity of
this crossroad where you either have to move forward, go all in, or you have to say, this is not for me. And it might be that you're not good at it, or it might be you found something else. That's okay. I'll tell you this, in order for you to have a great future and stability, the more things you try early on in your life and fail and succeed, and then later on fail, you're going to set yourself up for success because you'll be prepared for anything.
All this experience. And recruiters are looking at time. They're saying, okay, so in the last 4 years, that's the number they want to see, 4 years. They're saying 4 years. How did he fit this all in? How did he do all this? And I'll tell you, recruiters need to take a step back and employers need to take a step back on the time aspect. Someone who worked in a big agency doing paid search for a few clients was one cog in the wheel. If I'm doing paid search, I'm the marketing department, I'm the e-commerce department, I'm working with the e-commerce developer and the people at the property and the sales team.
to put in these new features and put them into sprints and a backlog and manage that product. I'm doing that all on my own. Yes, it seems weird that I'm doing it all on my own, but I did do it all on my own. So I'm gaining massive amounts of experience that someone who's a cog in the wheel at an agency, maximizing bids and looking at the overall health of an account, they're not getting the same experience if they work 4 years in an agency working on 5 accounts. So